Let's talk about this fight. It was UFC Fight Night Gustafsson versus... Go ahead. You said you wanted to say his name. Jim. Jimmy, actually. Okay.
And Jimmy, you know what? Jimmy landed some blows. He landed some blows in the first... Not really in the first round. He caught Gustafsson a couple times in the second round, but for those of us who have seen Gustafsson fight Jon Jones, we know he can take a punch. He took a punch, he took him down, and he crippled him. That's the fight.
Because Jimmy didn't really land that many.
No, I said in the second round. In the second round, he caught him with a couple. I didn't say a lot. A couple could be two.
And then he got caught like this behind his head, and that knee went hiya, hiya, and that was it. It was a wrap.
With that said, does Gustafsson get the winner of the Jon Jones fight?
Well, you made a good point.
Did I?
You did.
Uh-oh.
Well, we saw DC just dismantle his guy after the guy talked mad shit, and Daniel Cormier really backed up everything he said. He obviously was pissed. Now I see why he was pissed.
And that guy's a fucking bum.
Yeah. And
that guy's one and done.
He's one and done. But you made a good point. Like, I think even though Cormier, I mean, he's undefeated as a heavyweight. Now he's undefeated as a light heavy. He's only fought one person. You could give him the shot. But at the same time, it would be a good fight, him and Gustafsson, and the winner gets Jon Jones. Because, I mean, if you could, have they even figured out when Jon Jones is going to fight
Glover?
Texas? Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's in a month.
They're
fighting in Baltimore. That fight's in Baltimore. No, I'm not going to Charm City. I don't give two damns a shit or half a fuck.
Yeah.
Nay. That'd be like, hey, Kevin, why don't you come up and we'll go watch the fight in downtown Philly?
I could watch a fight. Yeah. I could watch a fight in downtown Philly, though. It'd be like this, hey, Kevin, come on, let's
South
go
side
fight
of
in
downtown
Biloxi,
Philly.
Mississippi. Both of us would.
I would know. I would.
Squeal!
Yeah.
Squeal! Anyway, Gustafsson did what he had to do. He won.
Now,
there's other people on the card.
Who cares?
Yeah.
If I'm Gustafsson, I'm looking at Dana White and be like, my next fight's going to be for the belt, period. Mm-hmm. And that's the stance I would take. Mm-hmm. Now, Gustafsson won't do that because he's a company man and he's done this the whole way. He's never begged for a title shot. He just fought whoever they put in front of him. Mm-hmm. So if Dana White wants to, he can put DC in front of Gustafsson and they'll fight.
Yeah.
But my thing is, DC would have more to lose in that fight than Gustafsson.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
Because if DC steps into that and loses, it automatically takes away from his, ooh, I'm going to come in and fight Jon Jones. Like, why? If I was Jon Jones, I'm not going to fight you if you can't beat him. I beat him. Yeah. That's exact. So for me, if you want to capitalize on the DC thing, you got to push him right into the title fight.
This is the thing with DC and Gustafsson's long and ranging. DC is so used fighting at heavyweight, getting inside on people. I just feel like he would get so inside. Now, if he could avoid the clinch, if he gets caught in that clinch,
if you get chest to chest with a guy, you're going right into it. Yep. He'd have to get chest to chest, and like you don't want to stay inside of his arms because next thing you know is his arm's going to be wrapped around the back of your head.
But
you're
see,
I think
he's going to get him. I think he would get in close and just take him down. You know, I think once he took Gustafsson down, it's a wrap. Because he's just such a fucking strong wrestler. And
he's a fire plug. He's just all compact. He'd be hard to move.
He'd be hard to move. He would fuck him up. Gustafsson be done. And you know what? The same thing you could say for Jones.
It would be, put it this way.
Daniel Cormier's bad, man. I ain't lying, man. That motherfucking nigga is bad.
DC's physical attributes cause problems.
Physical attributes. Yeah. DC's physical attributes.
Trying to be more professional.
Anyway,
that short, squatty little motherfucker.
There you go. Thanks, George's back.
He would cause a matchup issue because Gustafsson and Jones are physically built exactly the same. They're tall and lengthy. Mm-hmm. And if you get a guy inside, you can't use your length.
Nope.
My thing is, though, Gustafsson and Jones both have decent striking, where they'd have to try to keep DC at bay, and they'd have to practice the hell out of their sprawl. Mm. And the last thing DC would want is to have the Gustafsson or the Jon Jones on top of them in a mount. You do not want that because both of them will razor blade your head open with their elbows.
Pointy ass elbows. So, now, I know we've talked a lot about these light heavies, but there were some other fights on the card. I know George doesn't want to talk about them, but we're going to talk about Melvin Guillard
losing
to Michael Johnson. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that Michael Johnson...
Kevin's doing this to set up the next fight.
I am setting up the next one because, it all makes sense when we go into. But Michael Johnson has been on a tear.
My Johnson
swings to the left and to the right.
Only for whites.
but he beat Melvin Guillard.
I'm not touching it. You can see I'm Coco Brown.
Coco Brown. And down.
But I would love nothing more to see you with like some Nigerian chick. Like fresh off the boat, color of my shirt, bro.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that'd be hilarious. Like Burple.
Burple? That's black and purple people. But anyway, Michael Johnson has been on a tear. He beat Melvin Guillard, but at the same time, Melvin Guillard has just been
beating himself.
And
I think his road's coming to an end. Now, but real quick, a guy like Melvin Guillard his career could really benefit from having a TU exemption. Mm-hmm. There's another one that I said, Uriah Faber. Mm-hmm. His career could be prolonged from it. But these guys who've been doing this for a long time and started young, they're going to end their careers at 28.
Oh, yeah.
29. They're going to be done. Yeah. And let me tell you right now, you're not making that pro athlete money in the UFC. No. So at 28, 29, when you have cauliflower ears, busted up face, you can't see well.
It's not like you're modeling, unless you're Uriah Faber.
You're done. And you better stack that paper because, dog, there's no pension. There's no union. There's no one coming to save you.
There's nobody talking about the concussion shit. And, yeah, wow, Rich Franklin. What happened to Rich Franklin?
He's paper or plastic.
Is he doing stunts for Jim Carrey? No. Okay.
He's going back to teaching.
Brad Pickett defeated Neil Seery, and Gunnar Nelson defeated, Omari.
Go ahead. I'll wait.
Akhmedov.
Yeah, check that out. So that was that card in a nutshell, and let's face it, the only way you saw that is, Fight Pass. Because we don't encourage illegal activities.
So,